So the worst thing happened to me last weekend. You've seen the title, so you know. Basically, this thing happened and I wanted to share, and I figured if I was going to share, I should do some art. And then the art popped into my head and I was like, I should make that a video. So yeah, I know I said channel changes and all the stuff that was going to change. I am still going to do more bestiary series. Definitely need to do more mental health Monday series. But you know, this happened and it needed to be told and it needed to be drawn. So yeah. So basically, last weekend, just hanging out, reading some fanfics, hanging out on my bed. And at home, I don't wear my glasses. I do wear glasses. Like in general, I can't really see very well without them. At least from a distance, I can't see things that are far away from me. But at home, everything's pretty much kind of close to me. Like I'm not like looking off into the distance at anything. So I don't usually wear my glasses at home. So I'm laying on my bed, reading a fanfic on my Kindle. My cats are lounging beside me, and suddenly my cat Dill jumps up, runs onto the balcony, and runs right back into the house. So I was like, what the heck is his problem? Like when I say right back, I mean he was out there for like 2 seconds and came right back in. And I was like, what the heck? Why did he do that? And then I looked at him, and then I saw something in his mouth, but I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't tell what the heck it was. And I'm like, did he go out there and get a leaf? And then I look closer and I'm like squinting, trying to see. The image is blurry, and I'm like, is that a bird? Does he have a bird in his mouth? I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. He was out there for like 2 seconds. He can't catch a bird that fast. That's impossible. Cats can't catch birds that fast. He's not that good at catching birds. There's no way. I grabbed the closest glasses I could find, which happened to be my glasses that had ink splatters all over them. So I grabbed these ink splatter glasses, put them on, and I look, and he has a bird in his mouth. And it's a tiny one, and it's a little tiny baby sparrow. And I'm like, no, Dill, no, why do you have that bird in your mouth? So the bird's not moving. I'm like, oh God, there's a dead bird in his mouth. My thing is, I am okay with animals. I'm okay catching an animal. I'm not afraid of birds. Like I will catch any animal. I've caught frogs. I'll catch a snake if I have to. Like I'm not afraid of animals. What I am afraid of is dead things. So if the animal's dead, it's no longer a cute animal. Now it's a scary dead thing. So I'm like, oh my God, there's a dead bird in my house. I don't know what to do. Dill still has the bird in his mouth. I immediately stand up on my bed and I call my mother. Now, I don't live with my mother. I live alone, but we live in the same apartment complex but different apartments. So I'm like, is she home? I don't know. Maybe she can help me out. I call my mother. She answers. I'm like, where are you? Dill has a bird in his mouth. Dill went on the balcony and caught a bird. What am I going to do? She's like, I'm at work. Number one, I can't help you. You're going to have to figure it out. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? This bird is in his mouth. He's just walking around having a good time. I'm like, okay, I got a plan. I'm going to shoo him back onto the balcony, and then he'll just eat the bird or something, or let it go, and then I can just shove it on the balcony. I don't know. I just didn't want it in my house. Didn't want a dead animal in my house. So I grab a box and I start herding him towards the door because I didn't want him to try to give me the bird, which is what cats normally try to do when they catch an animal. They want to give it to their owner and be like, hey, look, learn how to hunt. Here's your food. So whatever. I get a box. I'm starting to herd him towards the balcony door, and I guess he notices, and I'm like there now. So he turns and looks at me, and he drops the bird, and I'm like, oh my God, Dill, pick up the dead bird. I don't want to pick up the dead bird. So I'm looking at the dead bird, and I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with this? Dill starts just circling around. So I'm like, oh God, okay, maybe I can put it in the box. I don't know. As soon as I get like a little bit closer, Dill picks up the bird again. And now this time he's coming towards me. He sees me now. He's like, oh, now I know I'm going to give her the bird. I run down my hallway. He's following me. I'm like, Dill, get away from me. I don't want the bird. Get it away from me. I was terrified. If I haven't mentioned before, I'm terrified of dead things. I didn't want the dead animal near me. I was just terrified. I'm like, Dill, you need to get this bird away from me. He turns the other way because I was like shouting and like waving my arms all crazy, like, no. So he turns the other direction, starts walking back into the living room, drops the bird again. But this time the bird started hopping. I'm like, it's alive. The bird is alive. Oh my God, the bird is alive. That's great. I can just catch it and let it go. So my thought is to just take the cats, because his brother was there too, but he wasn't really doing much. Basil is Dill's brother. He wasn't doing much. So I take Basil, I take Dill, I both of them in the bathroom. I get a box, I shooed the bird into the box, and then we're good to go. Sealed the box up, left it on the countertop, called my mother back again, like, oh my gosh, the bird is alive. We're good. The bird's alive. I'm going to go release him out into the woods. So I go out into the woods, go to release him, put the box down on the ground. He was a little too scared to leave. I don't know, he like pooped in the box. So he was scared to leave. So I just left the box open into like on its side, if I'm explaining that right. I left it like upright and not like he'd have to hop out of the box. I left it on its side with the flaps open so he can just like walk out of the box and into the forest. I think it was too scared to leave while I was just standing there. So I walked into the forest a little bit, left it open to the forest, and then went on my merry way and went back home. I mean, I stayed with it for a little while just to make sure it was all right. Make sure it didn't like keel over or something, but it was all right. I went back to my house. So yeah, that was terrifying. And then when I got back into the house, I let my cats out of the bathroom, and they're of course looking for the bird, trying to figure out where it is. So I just kept petting them like, oh, you did such a good job. Thank you for bringing me the bird. Don't ever do that again, but thanks. So I'm hoping that never happens again. Anyways, this is the illustration that came out of that, because this is pretty much what he looked like when he had the bird in his mouth. And I was trying to make it look very much like my cat Dill. Oh, this is what Dill looks like, by the way. And that's his brother Basil behind him. But yeah, this is Dill. So he doesn't have a ton of orange on him. Basil has much more orange on him. So I was trying to get it to look like him. It doesn't look exactly like him, but it's close enough where I know it's Dill, and people who know Dill know it's Dill, especially because this is not the first time he's done this. This is the second time he's had a dead bird in my house. The first time I was not home. I came home from a trip to the city. This was back when I had brown carpet. So dark brown carpet, because I have like light tan now. I came home from a trip to the city. I went on my computer. I didn't cut on the lights because it was late. I think it was like 10 o'clock when I came home. I didn't cut the lights on. I was hanging out all night. It was time to go to bed. It was maybe like 12 at this point. I walk up to my bed and I see something on the floor, and I'm like, is that a toy? And I kicked it, and then I realized it was a dead bird. So this was the very first time. This was like a couple years ago. I'm like, oh my god, there's a dead bird in my apartment. This time it was really late at night. I couldn't call my mother. I'm like, dang, she's asleep. I don't know what the heck to do. I took a broom, I took a dustpan, I put the bird on the dustpan, and then I put it on the balcony. And then the next day I called my mother and had her take the dead bird off the balcony because I was terrified. So yeah, that's why I called her the second time, because I'm like, oh, she's not afraid of dead animals. She can help me. But yeah, either way, I'm tired of him bringing dead birds in my house. Now I'm really afraid to leave my balcony open because I don't know when he's gonna bring in another dead bird. I'm hoping it's never, or not dead but alive, I guess. I don't know when he's gonna bring in another bird. I'm hoping he never brings in another bird, but who the heck knows? He caught it so fast. When I say he was out there and right back in immediately, he was like in and out. He out and in. He went out and he came right back in. And I'm like, how the heck did he catch a bird that fast? So now I'm scared to leave my balcony open because I'm scared that they're gonna go out there and catch a bird. But other than that, the bird was okay. The bird was safe. It was a baby sparrow. Yeah, it was all right. If it had died, obviously wouldn't have made this video because that would have been very sad. But yeah, no, bird was okay. I saved the bird, brought him out to the forest, let him fly away, and we were all good. Dill thinks he did a good job because he thinks he gave me some dinner, and that's all. Oh, also about this illustration, I wanted to do something a little bit more colorful. I don't know, it just looked too plain. I guess because Dill is so white, it looked a little too plain. So I threw some pink in the background, and then once I did that, it still looked plain to me. So then I found some random border. It's a free border. It's free for use. I downloaded it from a reputable website that has like free things like this, free PNG images. So it let me download it. I used it in this, made it a little bit larger, and just put it in the background. So I think it looks good. I think it looks cute, and that's my illustration. Okay, bye.